Opinion show. We're running late ourselves for our early show, but that happens. I was on a call. Guilty as charged. I'm not going to sit here and make up a story. I could. I was at the doctor. I was on a call, a business call that ran over. So it's always something that in the end is going to help everybody. So I don't feel too guilty about it. All good stuff. But Joe, we've got, we still have an NFL game left tonight, but, looking ahead to week 8, we've got a pretty solid card of games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 15 games next week. Only 2 teams, that means, are on bye. I'm not looking at any sheet, but we know the Chargers were on bye this past week. There were 6 teams, right, that were on bye this past week. The Dolphins did not take their bye coming out of London. The Jaguars did. So my guess the Jaguars are back. The Cowboys were off last week. They'll be back. The Bears probably wish they were on bye, but they aren't. Dolphins.
Yeah, we have Baltimore and Vegas on a bye week for week 8.
Well, thanks for taking the guesswork out of it for me. Those were the teams. See, why did they have just 2 teams on bye this week and 6 last week?
I don't know. I really don't. And that's the thing I look at, because I would much rather see teams take a later bye. So I think the teams that get a bye this week have an advantage over a team that had the bye last week, because that last run to the playoffs gets harder and harder on their bodies.
I think so too, but I think from a fan's perspective, like, we only had 6 games at our early halftime show yesterday. And it's like, I like when we have 9 games in the early halftime.
So do I.
It's like
they need to get this worked out for us, that's for sure.
We've got a heck of a schedule of games this week. I mean, we really have a good schedule. We've got the Cardinals taking on the Packers on Thursday night, getting right out of the gate. Will Aaron Rodgers be the giant killer here? And they're begging you to take the Packers here. 4.5 points. It opened at 3.5. All the money came in on the Cardinals right out of the gate. They have looked very, very strong. But we have to remember, they also is a team that just barely beat the Vikings.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good thing to look at. And when we look at this, the Packers really have been covering the spread. So have the Cardinals. So this is a tough one to do. They're both 6-1 against that spread. The Packers have lost that one game, and that was their very first game against the Saints. So this is going to be a hard one for sure, Mitch.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. I think, the public, we know they're going to be all over Aaron Rodgers. This is, he is Superman, and this is, his type of spot. This is why he's, Aaron Rodgers, and this is why, he makes it happen against teams like this when it's stacked against them on the road and, everything else. And man, it's, against that pass rush, and just Cardinals 6-1 against the number, the Packers 6-1 against the number. Oh man, this is way better than some of these Thursday night. We saw the Browns Broncos last Thursday, and now we get this. This is just a gem. I think this is one that would have been way better on a Sunday night, though, with both these teams getting a full week to prep instead of both these teams played on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put this one on a Sunday nighter, because you're completely right there. Do you think we're going to see a shootout between these two teams? We know we've got 2 amazing quarterbacks that can really get that ball moving.
But we also have 2 defenses that are playing extremely well. The Packers gave up just 10 points yesterday against Washington. And, the refs, may or may not have helped them keep that number at that 10 mark. And we know that Arizona's defense has been lights out as well. So, we have definitely some challenges. I don't think we're going to see a ton of punting here. I'm just not sure if we see a ton of points also. It's just one of those things. I could see, kind of moving the ball down the field, picking their spots. And, both these quarterbacks are good. This is a good game.
Yeah, I think this one is a chess match game, and it will come down to the quarterback that makes the smarter moves at the end. Devontae Adams, it looks like he is on the COVID list we're seeing in the comments here. You heard anything about this, Mitch?
No, but that could explain the point, the move. We can look over at Sports Chat Plays or at Pick Dogs. We have a player injury report there, and it is updated every hour or so we could see exactly what the status is. But if he is on the COVID report, he won't be playing this week.
Yeah.
And that would explain that 1 point move would be on him alone. We got another good one, though. The Colts taking on the Titans. Boy, the Titans really riding Derrick Henry at this point. I thought that, Derrick Henry and a lot of running backs we see, they kind of wind down as, the years go on. All those carries really start to mount up in a hurry on them. And all of a sudden, before you know it, it's kind of the rug just gets swept. The guys who were superstars, a year ago or, out of the league this year, it happens all the time. More players to be announced for the Packers. So, yeah, but
wow.
And he does have the time to get to test negative as well. Adams twice. So I think it remains to be seen. This would be one. This is our early first line and look, and I think Aaron Rodgers is going to play, and if he's not going to play, well then you're going to see this line go to double digits. I mean that's really where it is. The Colts and the Titans, though, and then the Colts started the season slow, and now here they come. And Carson Wentz playing his best football we've ever seen him play. And, he's got those wide receivers, and we haven't really even seen him with T.Y. Hilton yet much. So, this should be a good one. This is a division matchup. We know that Tannehill is a guy that, if you can get him in the right situation, he will struggle. Both these teams, very, very long injury lists.
Yeah, very long injury list. I am actually surprised, though, that this line is the way it is. I thought the Titans would have been favored in this one. So my first look is to take the Titans plus the points. This Colts team did come out, play phenomenal football last night, but I don't know if they can beat this Titans team after what we saw out of the Titans against Kansas City. I really do think this is going to be a great one, but I think the Titans should be the favorite. So I love them at the plus points right now.
To me, it just seems that they're begging you to take the Titans. I really like the way the Colts are playing. I think this is going to be a good one as well. We got the Bengals up against the Jets in what looks to be a letdown trap spot if there ever was one. You got the Bengals coming off of that big win in Baltimore against the Ravens. Meanwhile, the Jets, absolutely pathetic against the Patriots. There's no other word for it. Zach Wilson might ruin your interception prop there with the injury now. He might be out for this game, and who knows how long. That could be a problem for that over on the season interception prop.
Yeah, rookie quarterbacks going out with knee injuries. It doesn't sound like a very good situation for this Jets team, but I hear you. I think the Cincinnati team is in for a letdown spot. I think this line's just a little too much. I think the Jets somehow get it done and cover on my first look.
Yeah, I'm not. It does just seem like one of those trappy spots. I hate taking the Jets because they just stink so bad. I mean, it is terrible what they did yesterday. It was just tough. It was a tough watch.
It just seems like too many points. Like I'm seeing 9.5 or 10s. If you can get it at a 10, I'd get that right now for the Jets plus those 10. But
we're seeing the 10, but the Bengals also dialed in, so it makes it tough. We haven't really seen the Bengals just fall flat on their face, which makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Well, Jared Goff leads Custer leading them into battle here, +3 at home against the Eagles. But Eagles really, this was a team that, if you watched our Sunday NFL show, several of our cappers really thought that the Eagles had a great chance against the Raiders, but I don't know if it was too much Raiders or not enough Eagles, but it looked like a combination of both from here. And I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in the Eagles, even against the Jared Goffs. I mean, this is one where maybe you look at I don't know what you do.
Yeah, we're looking at an Eagles team that's 3-4 against the spread, so they have been okay against the spread. Lions are 4-3 against the spread, so they have been holding. I can't get behind Jared Goff, but you're right. This Eagles team did not look good. I know we were both on the Raiders. We didn't think the Eagles had any chance. I just don't have that faith in Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's up to par compared to some of these quarterbacks. But then again, he is better than Jared Goff. So I don't know. Can he get it done, Mitch?
It's just really a tough one. I think this is one that we probably need to look at the injury report and stay in touch with it and maybe make our decision based on that later in the week.
Yeah.
This is a really bad game. This is
Yeah, this one won't be making a big TV, that's for sure. This will be the one that I keep track of on my phone. See what the score's updated to.
Got the Falcons against the Panthers. The Panthers in a tailspin right now, and the Falcons quietly 500 team now in the NFC South, where it's the Buccaneers and kind of everybody else. We'll see what happens with the Saints tonight. But when we look across the NFC and we start looking at who's the wild card teams here, the Falcons are in contention quietly, and here they are hosting a Panthers team that this team just looks to be in a tailspin right now.
Yeah, they absolutely are. The only thing the Panthers have going for them is that they're on the road in this game. They have been better on the road than they have been at home. They're 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 on the road. But I don't know. Have they announced if Sam Darnold's going to be playing next week? I know they didn't let him play this. They still saying he is the starting quarterback, but I don't know what's happening in Carolina. They're definitely not looking like a very good team at the moment. I had way more faith in them.
Yeah, it's just that ever since McCaffrey went out, they haven't won a game, and that's been the big problem there. I got to go with Atlanta. You got to ride it, I think.
Yeah, I think you do too.
Those of you going to the game, the Chick-fil-A will be closed for that one. Got Chicago Bears versus the 49ers. The Bears, just I don't know what you could really even say about what's going on there at the quarterback position. But, here come the San Francisco 49ers, who you want to talk about bad quarterback play. They have pretty much done it. The Niners are 2-1 on the road. Both their wins this season have happened on the road. Yeah. And, that was the Lions and the Eagles in hindsight. And people are excited about the Niners at that point. They were 2-0, but they're just 1-5 against the number right now. They're 2-0, hadn't played a home game. They're heading home, right? Here they are in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, kind of regaining form. And then, this is what Trey Lance looks like in real life. And this is what Jimmy Garoppolo looks like in real life. And it's like, this is why we don't have a starting quarterback. We can't decide because no one has emerged from the pack.
No, not at all. This 49ers team is definitely falling apart. Haven't covered a spread in their last 4 games at all. But the Bears are no better. 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 as a dog. Not loving either side on this. I think just maybe, this is a chance for the 49ers to get a W.
I think this will be one of those games where it's like, people are going to be mad at me on the YouTube videos. It never takes a side because I'm going to probably go with the under this unless they make it 5. It's over. I like over 5. I like under 30.
Yeah.
This game's...
Well, we look at the under. It's cashed in the last 6 for the Bears and cashed in the last 5 for the 49ers on the road.
Yeah, my YouTube parlay yesterday gave out the under in that Bears game was the clincher for us. We hit the over in the Raiders game and the under in the Bears game. And we hit our YouTube parlay yesterday with that. This game just stinks. I know that when Trey Lance was drafted and I hammered that draft pick, not just the day of the draft, the day after. And, everyone knows, I don't let it go. I kind of just continued on until people finally threatened to kill me. I think that, and it's
sounds like a theme, Mitch.
Yeah, that's how ugly it got. I mean, it really did. I got death threats.
They're going against our team.
Well, Trey Lance in general. It was just they don't know what they're doing. I'd said all
his fan club does not like it. I'm assuming.
I think what they said is that I had no right to judge his talent level because I had never played quarterback at the Division I level. It was basically the thing, and because of that, I deserve to die. That they were going to come to my house and showed me my address and said they were going to come here and kill me.
Wow.
That's
you got to love the keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Out to change the world.
Exactly. But, he does stink. And, Garoppolo is bad too. I think, Trey Lance has time to show us just how bad he can be at the NFL level. Yeah. But I do think that if they picked Mac Jones, they would have been in better shape. And I said it then, I'll say it again. It's like you come from a winning program, you've played with NFL players basically, you kind of have that down. You come from a good coach, and Bill Belichick and Saban are friends, and it's like you don't see the Patriots loaded with Alabama players.
No, not at all.
So that came from him.
Yeah, I think the under is the best way to go with this match.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be watching that game. We'll talk about it at halftime, and all that stuff, but I don't know. In the office pool, who would you take in that one if it was today?
Today, I'd have to go with the 49ers.
49ers on the road?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I have any insight or thought as to why none of these quarterback lacking teams have signed Cam Newton. I don't know, but the Bears could certainly use him. It's like, I understand getting Justin Fields the experience, but this isn't good for anybody. What we saw yesterday, 5 turnovers, they're terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think Cam Newton would have won the game for him or even got the cover, but at the same time, it wouldn't have been that bad to watch. Well,
no, not at all.
Steelers had this week off. They were one of the teams that were off this week. They go to Cleveland.
Yeah.
The mistake by the lake, take on the Browns. This one opened at 3, now 3.5 for the Browns favored in this one. We saw the Browns last Thursday against the Broncos, and another stinker that, it's either you have the great games or the really bad ones. And I think this is another one of these really bad ones. Baker Mayfield is day to day with the shoulder, and it's like it looks way worse than this. I don't know how you're day to day. It's like torn this and chipped this, and it's like, wow, this guy must really want to play, which, A for effort and all of that stuff. But, man, this is supposed to be your franchise QB, right? Number 1 overall
so
draft
what they're going to do is just shoot him up with stuff. He's going to get out there and he's going to ruin himself and not have a long career. So I think they need to do the opposite, and they need to let him heal properly from this. I think there's just too many injuries on this Browns team. I'm with the Steelers and the points.
I wonder if before watching that Bears-Niners game, if they could shoot me up with stuff and, wheel me out there. Right? I think that would be the way that I would want to watch that one.
You look at what these athletes do, like the freezing of like ligament or ankles and stuff like that to make sure they don't feel the pain, and they're running through on these ankles and what they're doing. And that's just the stuff we know about. I couldn't imagine what they go through.
Well, imagine what I went through watching that Browns-Broncos game last Thursday. That was about as bad as it gets. That was just a tough day at the office. And now I'm looking at the 49ers-Bears, and in the same day, we've got, we got some other ones that could really be bad. Lions-Eagles, this could be, a mess. As good as the Titans-Colts game looked to kick off the Sunday schedule, look where we're at here. And this is a playoff rematch, this Browns-Steelers. I have to believe, though, with the line at 3.5, that Mayfield is playing. You would have to think that he would be playing in this game for the line to go from 3 to 3.5, because 3 is a key number. Nick Chubb also day-to-day at this point, so you'd have to believe that he's going to play as well here. It is early in the week, and that's, we do this on Monday. So, if you like the Steelers, this is the time to grab them, because it's like if it gets announced that these guys aren't going to play, this line's going to drop.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to grab the Steelers as soon as we're done here. I think it's great value for the Steelers right now.
In a revenge spot.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to everyone that's watching. We appreciate all of you. Of course, Joe and I do these shows every afternoon. We tried to do 3:30 Eastern time. I don't know. We're about an hour late today, so not so good on our part. Normally we're closer to 4 Eastern time, but today, well, we weren't even in the ballpark, so it happens. And that's the beauty of YouTube and flexibility of being online as opposed to on the networks, where I have a feeling. How long do you think I would last on a network show? What's the over-under on that?
A week.
I think I wouldn't last to the first commercial break. I think I'd be
actually probably not.
You'd be so out of there. It's like it'd be like my job that I had in Kentucky at Fidelity Investments. Like, am I fired? You're so fired.
That was like when I was a teenager, I got a job at Sears and I was a fluffer. And I wasn't fluffing well enough.
That doesn't even sound right. That does not even. I don't think that Sears is the right industry for that. I think they made that up.
I don't know. I had to fluff clothes on the stand. I didn't even last today.
No way.
I was playing on my phone.
I'm pretty sure that's what they call something else. I'm pretty sure that's what they call.
I don't know where you'll go with that. I'm not even going to ask.
We could ask Brian Bittler. I think that could be his category. Okay.
You guys can't say you don't laugh every time you join us.
Yeah, this is like, I like Steelers money line. I don't know about Joe. Joe, you like Steelers money line or spread?
Yeah, money line, and I'd grab it with the points too. I'm gonna grab both right after the show.
Joe Dirt sold appliances at Sears. Joe worked at Sears in a position we're not allowed. We can't say on this show, which makes it really bad. It's like wow, I can't even say it on that show. I was just a fluffer.
Oh
my god, that can't.
I don't know what they call it in the States. That's what they call it up here.
Oh my god.
Canadian term, I guess.
I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's. I don't think you're gonna like it.
Oh, that is funny. I just looked out. Well, not that kind. Oh man.
Part of the makeup department.
I was in the makeup department. Oh, too funny.
You never heard that term before.
No.
You obviously haven't hung out with. You obviously haven't hung out with Bittler long enough.
Oh my god, that is way too funny.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what?
Oh my god.
Oh man, I'm in tears over here. I literally am in tears. Oh man.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait.
This is how rumors start.
I can't wait to tell Brian this one. I hope he's watching. We've got the Texans against the Rams. The Texans plus 14.5. Joe, what do you think of this one? 1-6 against 6-1.
Oh, the Rams better come out and destroy the Texans. You guys know I have a future on this. This Texans team is 3-4 against the spread. Rams are 4-3. I don't know. Could this be a letdown? This is a lot of points, but it's the Texans, you guys. I have more faith in the Rams any day.
Well, it doesn't work out in sports betting. Joe's got a future in.
Oh, I'm never going to live it down.
No. I like the Rams here too. The Texans are just they seem to be getting worse every game. It's like, and the Rams, I think the way that they played against the Lions this past week, I expect there to be a tough week of practice.
Yeah.
So the Bills against the Dolphins, and Bills 13.5 point favorites. I don't think the Dolphins are that bad. They're a 1-6 team. I mean, I'm a Dolphin fan, and it's like the fact that we might get the first overall pick in the draft or top 3 at this point, the way things are going. Well, it's really not that bad of a deal. I always think if you're not going to win at all, well, you get the draft choice. But unfortunately, this year, there's not like that top flight quarterback, but there is that defensive end at Oregon that we would like to have. That's a nice thing to have. I always think that, the Dolphins have had that number 1 overall pick, and they've been in those positions, and generally they've got it in years where it's been kind of an off year, where there hasn't been that franchise quarterback or anything. But they took Jake Long out of Michigan, the offensive tackle. They've never had it when there was like a real pass rush, like this guy from Oregon, Thibodeau. I would love to get him. He's
be awesome.
Oh, it'd be unbelievable.
I think this is way too many points for the Bills, though, in this game.
Now
I'm with you. I don't think the Dolphins are that bad.
Starting to dream. I like the Bills here. The Dolphins stink against the Bills. I mean, the Bills just have their number. They've beaten them by like 100 every time that they play. I don't see the Dolphins even showing up for this thing. Why bother?
No?
Why bother? Oh, look at the head-to-head on these two teams.
You think they're going to give up this early in the season?
I don't think they're giving up. I just think that what we've seen when these two teams play, last game that they played earlier this season was 35-0. It was 56-26 last year at Buffalo. Then the game in Miami last year was 31-28, 37-20 Buffalo at Buffalo, 31-21 at Buffalo, 42-17. Then Miami won in 2018, 21-17. Buffalo 22-16, 24-16, 34-31. Miami 2016. But the last few meetings have been one-sided beatdowns. I expect to see more of the same here.
Yeah, Buffalo is coming off a loss, so they definitely will want to come in firing on this one. I'd see it.
Okay.
Just hate that many points.
Seattle Seahawks playing tonight, and then they play the Jaguars next week in Seattle. We don't know how they're going to come out of this one, but they have to be expecting to win. Jaguars had a week off after playing in London. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, so I want to see how Geno Smith plays tonight and what they're able to do with him. I'm not sure how much faith I have in the Seahawks team. I don't know. Jaguars, did we just see them on a bye?
They were on a bye this week. They played last week in London against Miami, that 9:30 a.m. Eastern time game, which is 3:30 my time.
Yeah, so I think this is one that they could be prepared for, really been looking into. I'm just trying to find the spread here, Mitch. Jacksonville.
3.5.
3.5. I'm seeing a couple fours out there too. I don't know. Seattle should get this done. It is in Seattle. What do you think?
I hate the Jaguars, so I'm going to go for Seattle here. Just a bad spot, you know. I think Seattle's the worst team. I know you think it's the Texans. I mean, I think the Jaguars are the worst team in the NFL. I really do.
Oh, I wish it was the Texans. I know Jacksonville is worse, which is sad. I really wanted to cash that plus 2,800 on the Texans.
We've got Chargers against the Patriots, and Chargers off the bye, minus 5.5 here against the Patriots, who looked as good as they've looked all season, but they played the Jets. That was the first home win of the season this past week, but now they go on the road all the way out to L.A. against the Chargers. Which Patriots team shows up? 2-0 straight up on the road this season.
Yeah, I'm not buying into that, though. I think the Chargers get it done nicely at home against this Patriots team. The Patriots have been so on and off. We did see the Chargers in that disappointing loss the other week, but I think they get it done here.
Yeah, I do too. I'm gonna take the Chargers in this one. I just think that they are the way better team.
Yeah.
Got the Saints against the Buccaneers, and the Saints playing tonight. Well, the Bucs, I mean, Tom Brady just looks better every game.
He does. There's no way I'm going against the Bucs in this situation, against a Saints team that's just been up and down and all over the place lately. So I think this is an easy one. The Bucs will win and cover this.
Just a tough one. I kind of like the over 51.
Yeah, I definitely could see it getting over 51.
Got the Denver Broncos against Washington. I like the under. Just say those two names. I like the under. 43.5. This one in Denver. Denver.
Yeah, I think Washington gets a win here in Denver. I know it's hard to win in Denver, but these two teams, it's not going to be a fun game. I take Washington plus the points in a low scoring. Maybe Washington finally gets another win.
I'm on Denver in this one. I think they get their first win since
every time I think of Denver, I think of the meme with Homer's skin pulled backwards and he's got abs, and on the back of his back has the Jets and everything there. So that's ingrained in my brain now when I look at Denver.
Such a bad game.
There is so many not great games on the card. that I'm not excited to watch.
I mean, we have the 4:05 Eastern Seattle Jaguars and the Chargers Patriots, and then the 4:25 Patriots Saints, which should be the better game. But at least these are competitive games.
Yeah.
You know, like this week, the 4 o'clock games were all double-digit spreads. Got the Vikings and the Cowboys. This one on Sunday night, October 31st, Halloween night in Minnesota. Oh, boy, you know, everyone looking at the Cowboys here, and the line moved 1.5. Minnesota opened up as only a 1-point dog here. Now you're getting 2.5.
Oh, this is a hard one. We've got the Cowboys coming off a bye. If this was in Dallas, I would 100% be backing the Cowboys right away. But this is in Minnesota. Hard place for teams to go into. I don't know, Mitch, at this point. I don't want to jump on either of these teams sidewise.
Minnesota money line for me.
Okay.
Got Kansas City against the Giants.
Is Mahomes going to be able to score this coming week?
I don't know if he's playing. They're 10-point favorites here, though, against the Giants. So, you know, the Chiefs, just when they look to be done, all of a sudden draw the Giants on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Let's see what the status. Mahomes is day-to-day with the head injury. He might not play.
I doubt he'll play, especially in this matchup. They're better to keep him off the field.
Saquon Barkley day-to-day. Galladay day-to-day. Tony day-to-day. Peppers day-to-day. I think I like the Giants here plus the points.
I think it's the only way to go with it right now after what we've seen out of KC.
Yeah, I think so too. KC's been miserable. They were miserable against the spread to begin with. And now you look at them here, and it's not any better.
Absolutely. I was listening to something, and they were saying they think maybe it's because Kansas City just has that cocky confidence that they'd come out and just dominate teams, and their players aren't putting enough effort in. Do you think that's the case, or do you just think they're just being outplayed?
I think it's years of it. I think what happens is you start to win, and then everybody wants to get paid. And I think when you're in a salary cap league, you can't fit everybody under the salary cap to pay everybody. And I think where the Chiefs have been hurt is on the offensive line. And the teams that block the best and tackle the best usually win the games, regardless of, you know, the flashiness that we see and that, you know, the average fans are attracted to. It all comes down to whoever blocks the best and tackles the best wins football games. It's always been that way. And I think the Chiefs are having trouble blocking and tackling.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a lot of credit given to those offensive linemen. They really need to protect that line and protect their quarterback to give them time in the pocket. So I'm with you on that.
All right, well, we've gone through this slate of games, 15 games for this upcoming week. Of course, we've got Monday Night Football tonight. Joe and I will be live at halftime, so be sure to tune in for our Monday Night Football game. But
yeah, especially after how good last night's halftime bets went. We hit all of those, Mitch.
Yeah, I don't think Mahomes is out of shape or any of those things. He's wearing a flak jacket. He's not out of shape or any of those things. He doesn't have the protection back there. He's getting hit.
Oh, yeah. He's getting destroyed. I can't believe it. Actually, another good point on that was Lamar Jackson got sacked 5 times by the Cincinnati Bengals, most he's ever been sacked. His offensive line just let him down yesterday as well.
Villanueva had a tough day at the office, and even when Lamar wasn't getting sacked, he was getting called for holding, taking back some big plays as well in that game.
Well, maybe we can look at Mahomes does have a baby at home. I think this does affect the quarterbacks. It was like Phillip Rivers when he went to L.A. before his family came and his million children. He had a very good start to that season.
All right.
Sleep does wonders.
Well, I think that wraps it up.
Nothing left to say, Mitch?
No, I think I'm good.
I am too. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Of course, we'll have coverage all week long. We'll see you guys at halftime tonight of the Seahawks-Saints game. Of course, we're on every day at 11 a.m., also every afternoon around 3:30, 4 o'clock. So be sure to subscribe to our channel, sign up for those notifications, ring that bell, and that will make sure you don't miss a thing. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.